Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Wellspring. My name is Jim Moore, and I'm part of your December 14th, 2025 Sunday service team. Now, we'll have a new announcements. Early Birds meet Sunday mornings at 9:30 via Zoom. Link is in the weekly email and on the website. And you can either do it on Zoom or you can do it in the social hall. Our speaker today is our own beloved Reverend Sandhi Scott. Next week, Dr. Edward will be speaking again, and on the last Sunday of the year, Reverend Kamatara is going to be our speaker. Our Thursday evening group continues to meet at 7 p.m. here in the social hall or on Zoom. Edward and Cleona have the coordinates, and we won't meet again now until the first of the year because of we don't want to meet on New Year's Day or Christmas Day. Our December outing is this afternoon. The Mesilla Valley Chorale will be in concert under the direction of our own Judy Bethman. The concert starts at 3 at the Rio Grande Theater. And if you don't already have your ticket, you're out of luck. It's sold out. Hopefully I can say these words right. John Grunberg and Uki McIsaac invite you to join us at this seasonal favorite. With healing sound vibrations, we will become the return of the light with all the new life force, prosperity, and awareness that awaits us. You can connect with the spiritual meaning of the winter solstice, welcome the rebirth of the sun, embrace the balance of light and darkness, explore how cosmic events structure our lives, relax into a beautiful guided meditation, reflect on the blessings and challenges of 2025, enjoy the community of like-minded souls, and relish the delights of a community potluck. So this is next Saturday, and I'm signed up to go. I'm looking forward to it.
Wednesday the 24th? No, that's something else. Oh, that's something else. Okay, that's this Saturday here.
No, it's at their house.
Oh, okay.
They live down in sort of in the Mesilla area. I can give you more information about it afterwards. We're having a combined Christmas Eve service at CSL at 4 p.m. on Christmas Eve. And all are invited to attend. So invite your friends and buddies. Our prayer team remains ready to serve and support you. You may submit a request via our webpage or give it to Edward. Our prayer team meets virtually on Tuesday afternoons at 4:15 to pray with you. You may consider sitting in your quiet space during that time. We know that we are one in spirit, and the energy of prayer knows no limits. Now we're going to have an invocation. As we gather this morning, we know that Spirit is in this place, that there is nowhere where Spirit is not. We only need to be open to this truth to enrich our lives, hour by hour and day by day. I am so grateful to be part of this Wellspring Sunday celebration, and grateful that each of you are here as well. Some in person, some on Zoom, and some just in spirit. As we slowly breathe in and out, we realize and acknowledge our oneness, both with each other and with Spirit. I know and affirm that Reverend Sandhi's message about light today will resonate with each of us, and that we will gain both wisdom and insight from her words and her presence with us here today. I also affirm that we will be equally blessed by the music provided by... I didn't recall your name. I should have asked you ahead of time. May the love and positive vibes that we receive here today flow out into our community, growing and expanding to bless our entire world. Again, I am so grateful to be part of this beacon of light we know as Wellspring. And so it is. Please stand now for the Song of Joy.
This was a poem written by Longfellow during the Civil War. Wow. And it just so happened that his wife, dear wife, died after a house fire, and his son got very seriously injured after volunteering without his father's consent in the war. So he was pretty depressed. But the bells of Christmas did something to him. Wrong music here. I heard the bells on Christmas Day. I heard the bells on Christmas Day, their old familiar carols play, and wild and sweet the word repeat of peace on earth, goodwill to men. I thought how as the day had come, the bells free of all Christendom had rolled along the unbroken song of peace on earth, goodwill to men. Till ringing, singing on its way, the world revolved from night to day, a voice, a chime, a chant sublime of peace on earth, goodwill to men. And in despair I bowed my head. There is no peace on earth, I said, for hate is strong and mocks the song of peace on earth, goodwill to men. Then pealed the bells more loud and deep, God is not dead, or doth he sleep? The wrong shall fail, the right prevail, of peace on earth, goodwill to men. Yeah. One of my favorites.
Thank you very much. Let us read together our vision, mission, and affirmation. Our vision: to elevate spiritual consciousness in our world. Our mission: to support individual spiritual quests through celebration, study, counsel, loving fellowship, and service. Our affirmation: as the year comes to a close, I celebrate the divine journey of my life. I affirm that each moment has unfolded in perfect order, bringing me closer to my highest self. I step forward in faith, joy, and love, ready for the limitless possibilities ahead. Now, It's time for some special music from Jeff G.
Let's see if I can do this here. Bogart your mic set up there. Let's see here. That should be pretty good. Well, I had a really strong lesson I learned in the last few weeks. I let myself get really stressed out and actually ill from being stressed out. And then I read in the Daily Word a few days ago that joy and fun are actually spiritual. And I thought, you know, how many times in my life have I really produced more by having fun than stressing out? And so this is a song I hope you enjoy. This is called Fun and Joy. The world says strive and strain. Spirit says break the chain. Laughter is a mighty prayer, and there's magic in the air. There's no need to explain. Producing more with fun and joy. 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 Feel the levity of ease. Embrace the calm, the gentle breeze. The frequency that draws us in, better than it's ever been. You know we live for times like these. Producing more with fun and ease. Producing more with fun and joy. 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 Producing more with fun and joy.
Thank you very much. That was quite nice. So it's time for my reading. I had contacted Sandy and said, what's your subject? Because I want to try to find a reading that'll at least sort of go along with it. And she said her subject was going to be about light. And I thought, okay, well, let's see. I can probably find something. And then I turned to this book, December 11th, and what is the subject but light? So here goes. Today I will walk in the light, and my consciousness will be illuminated. There are so many illustrations in the sacred texts of the world relating to the light. The Spirit is thought of as being the essence of light. People are spoken of as being the candles of the Lord. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness comprehendeth it not. That is, the darkness has no power over light. Light will overcome darkness, but darkness cannot overcome light. When Isaiah said that the Lord shall be thy everlasting light, he meant that there is a light within us, the light of truth, of spirit, of God, that cannot set, cannot become obliterated, cannot be blown out. The candle of the Lord burns forever because its wick is sunk deep in the wellspring of reality. That light, that spring, that substance to which Jesus referred when he told the woman at the well that if ever she drank from it, she would never thirst again. It is no wonder that the woman asked him to give her of this water, that she might no longer be compelled laboriously to draw from the fountain that can become depleted. Today I will walk in the light, and my consciousness will be illuminated. My thoughts will be guided and my way guarded, for I know that in my light there is no darkness. In this divine light there are no shadows. And now it's time to call up Reverend Sandy.
That was so perfect. I knew you'd find something. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody on Zoom. I love that word, Zoom. Zoom, Zoom. Well, my name is Sandhi Scott, and I've been coming here a couple of years on the second Sunday of the month, unless there's a change, of course. And I really consider it a deep privilege. I'm going to start off with darkness, and then we're going to light, because I have a lump in my throat I have to deal with. And John, if you'll pass out the little gift for today. Remember these? You get another one today. I just love them. How many people know what they represent to a lot of people? I will always be with you. And around the holidays, there's bound to be memories, right? Some are easy, some are hard. But I'll always be with you. And I love how Jesus said in the book of John, you should be happy that I'm leaving. I'm going to my Father and your Father. I'm going home. And I won't leave you comfortless. I will send you the Holy Comforter. So I made the mistake of listening to the... Thank you so much, hon. I made the mistake of listening to the radio on the way down here, and I turned to NPR, and I thought, there'll be something groovy on. Well, it started out with a shooting on Hanukkah in Sydney on the beach, and people were killed and wounded. And it just makes me so sad, like Edwin's choice of song today, there isn't peace on earth right now. And being human is not the bomb. Being human is hard. I know someone here is really in pain today, but they showed up and knowing that it's temporary, but it's not easy. And life is hard sometimes. But everything is temporary that you can see, touch, feel, experience, everything. Everything is temporary except who we are, which is the light. And the mention of Wellspring in your reading this morning was so perfect, because Wellspring, spring, water comes from light. And I don't want to bore you with this, but I looked up the definition of light, and it's a form of electromagnetic radiation that behaves as both a wave and a particle. And it goes on with a lot of long words and stuff that doesn't make any sense to me, because light to me is who we are. Light to me is the sun. light to me is the balance of darkness, yin yang. And so I was in the darkness today on the way here, and I had to grab myself and say, this is a human experience. All human experiences are temporary. And yet we don't have peace on earth, but this is the month when a lot of people talk about peace on earth. And let peace begin with me. It has begun with me. Our song that we close with, light is life to me. And darkness is really important because I used to have ceramic yin yang, and that there was a white ceramic and a black ceramic, and together they made the circle. But if you separate them, they can't roll. The white can't roll, the black can't roll. When they're together, they roll. They're in balance. And so that, to me, is what I'm looking for right here, right now. And I hope I have you join me in this affirmation that Louise Hay used to sing at the hayride. Because I have to mean it. If I believe that peace is possible, I have to mean it. And this is it, and I hope you can join. We'll do it a few times. The light has come. I have forgiven the world. The light has come. I am free. Please join me. The light has come. I have forgiven the world. The light has come. I am free. The light has come. I have forgiven the world. The light has come. I am free. Once more. The light has come. I have forgiven the world. The light has come. I am free. And I am free, even when I'm walking in a little bit of darkness because I turned the radio on. You know, it started out with, we will rock you, boom, boom, boom. And I turned that off and went to NPR. I think I should have stayed with We Will Rock You. But it's important to acknowledge darkness because it's the other half of life. And I love night and I love solstice, the shortest day of the year with the least light. I love all those celebrations. And today is Hanukkah. And Terry, our good friend that comes with me every time I speak here, she's Jewish and she's very involved with her temple. She's a very active person. In fact, we know her as mitzvah on legs. Mitzvah is a gift, is service. Service, service. And remember Joy at a retreat with a Catholic priest leading it in Encino, California in 1978. There was this banner that had J-O-Y, Jesus, others, you. So God first, serve others, and you're handled. As long as we serve others, as long as we think of others. And a great way for me to do it is to go to my contacts, because sometimes I can't leave the house because of my temporary condition. And so I go through my contacts and think of others and send them love and make a few calls, and boom, it's not as painful. I'm out of myself. And I asked Sharon to pass something out this morning. Did everybody get their paper handouts? And I said, oh no, I forgot. You're in pain. She goes, I will overcome it as I serve. And it was just so perfect. That's the whole secret to life, is if you're thinking of others, if you know you're one with others, if you know you can hear about suffering and yet rise up and forgive and be free, it works. Right in the middle of it, the midst of it. Okay, so the first handout is the sayings of Jesus about light. I'm not Christian, I'm not Jewish. I call myself a spiritual enthusiastic. I like all the religions. There's wonderful truth in each one, and there's always one thing that I can't belong to. But I respect all of them, and I love teaching world religions. But we're going to start with Jesus today. Let's read the first one. Thy word is a lamp unto... Are you reading? I don't hear anybody. You don't have this? Crapola. Excuse my French. Who wants to hand these out? I'm sorry, guys. Are we reading? No, if you gave us something to read, maybe we'd be reading. I have more here. You'll know in a minute. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Usually Terry does all this for me. That's my big excuse. Let's see. Where's the folder? It's right here. Excuse me, I'm clearly discombobulated from that radio program, but that's all right.
It's all perfect.
Yes, we can make copies afterward, okay? So I'll just read a few of them. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. I love that. That we're all on the path, not a path, the path of life. In the 12-step program, we say, as we trudge the happy road of destiny, not to destiny, we're on the path of destiny right here, right now. We're moving forward to a greater life and a higher energy and a higher energy, and we refuse to grumble with bad news. I refuse to grumble with the news. I refuse to grumble with people that are having a meltdown. One man made a big mistake with me the other day. He said, I just hate dogs. Well, broken lance. I said, I don't hate people, but if I did, you'd be the exception. So I don't understand, because as you know, I live with 4 dogs, and 5 of us sleep in a single bed. And my first experience of love was our dog Lassie when I was a toddler in Vallejo, California, North Bay from San Francisco. And she was a breeder dog, so she had no personality, but she was so sweet. And she looked like Lassie. And my mother had the White House with the picket fence. It was just, she wanted the American dream, and by God, she did it. She dragged us up the social ladder, bumping our heads and knees. And I don't want to go up the social ladder, you're coming. So, but she wanted to give us a perfect life. And so she tried to mold us into what she couldn't be. You know that one. And it didn't work very well. This is what I love. John 3:19. And this is the condemnation, that the light has come into the world, and men love darkness rather than the light, because their deeds were evil. For everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved. But he that doeth truth comes to the light, that his deeds may be made manifest, that they are wrought in God. I was at T-Mobile yesterday getting some more directions for my phone. They're so sweet to me. I said, well, I brought my sleeping bag. They're very, very sweet. But how great that art was playing on the radio. And I love that. I just love that song because glory to God in the highest is one of my favorite phrases, because when something good comes through me, it's not about me. It's about the energy that I allowed to express for the highest good of all concerned, not about myself. And there's nothing higher than that, to give God the glory. God, infinite spirit, Yahweh, whatever you call it. So you'll have a page of those. And I know you forgive me, because you must. My sister is a spiritual practitioner in the same New Thought group I was ordained in, and she hasn't forgiven anyone in our family since 1991. I mean, that girl has stamina. Stamina! I mean, because I kept reaching out and because she and my father were alike. My father and I really didn't mesh on hardly anything at all. So anyway, she's just holding her own. If she's still alive, I wouldn't know. So let's move on to, this evening, our Jewish friends. Is anyone celebrating Hanukkah here? I know there are 2, but they're not here today. But you've seen the menorah, right, with the candles. And tonight they light the middle candle, like this would be the middle candle, and the first candle. And it goes from right to left. And so I took a class in Kabbalah, the mystic aspect of Judaism, and with this rabbi in San Diego. He was at the school there, and it was just fascinating. And he said, one way to look at life is this, with nefesh, ruach, neshama. And you know how this is black in a candle? This, do you want some? Did you get one? Oh, okay. This is the black, and this is human. You know, it's just the same as science of mind, spirit, mind, and body. Nefesh is the body, the solid. Ruach is the mind and breath, ruach. And neshama is the formless presence of spirit. So it's spirit, mind, and body. And when I first got to metaphysics, I was reading Ram Dass. I love him so much. I got to know him later in life. And he said, start with a candle. If you can't meditate, just start with a candle. And then when I took this class, I have a new experience of looking at the candle as spirit, mind, and body. So you might enjoy having that. And the other wonderful thing is the Jewish people do not do not say the word God. You know, you see, they leave a blank, or sometimes it's Yahweh. But mainly it's this. This means God in Hebrew. And the wonderful thing about it is it goes Yud He Vav He, feminine, masculine, feminine, masculine. Isn't that heaven? I mean, their God is feminine and masculine, which everything is. Ernest Holmes talks about the balance of female and male energy. And I just love that. I just went crazy over it. And I keep one on my wall because it's such a reminder of balance and including everyone. I get real tired of man bashing. I was one. But when I got to Detroit with Miriam Williamson, we decided it was time to give that up. It wasn't pretty, it wasn't unifying, it wasn't good, it wasn't kind, it wasn't loving. And so I'm starting a group. I'm starting a group in TUC that's going to be Save the Males. Because I'm concerned about men. They say, I don't know whether to hold the door open or spit in your face. I don't know whether you're going to attack me if I pull a chair out for you. You know, the pendulum went really, really far with the feminine movement, feminist movement. And men are so valuable. And the best thing I learned about men and women was in John, whatever his name is, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. It's a classic book. And it taught me how men have a small colossum, corpus callosum, the joiner of the hemispheres. And they can't jump back and forth like we can. It's just one subject at a time. You know how you're talking. Are you listening to me? He says, I'm trying to. I just can't follow. And he said women end their sentences with colons. So he does it with a lot of humor, but it's true. And I learned that when Ron and I were arguing, instead of me chasing him through the house, we have to talk. And he just couldn't stand it. So then I do this relationship cartoon. I'll bring it sometime. That it's the heart brings us together, and then it starts cracking, and sometimes it lands on the floor. And so then it's time for me to go meditate or go to a therapist or a minister or a friend to get back on track and stop blaming him, stop pointing at him when I know it's me. I'm the reactor. I'm the one making it wrong. And so he just likes to go to the gym. And that's how he heals himself. And I used to make that wrong. But when I accept him just as he is, peace on earth, peace in the house, peace in the relationship, it's groovy. So we lived in Mission Beach, and we'd walk 1.5 miles on the ocean, and then 1.5 miles on the bay. And I was calm enough now then to just settle down and accept him as he is not. I've told you that Terry Cole Whitaker married us, and she said, Sandy, do you accept Ron just as he is and just as he is not? I thought that was brilliant. Because I have to accept myself just as I am and just as I am not. I'm not all that great. I can wake up in the morning with my hands on my throat, reviewing something I did in 1960. Doing the reruns. That self-punishment and self-sabotage in the monkey mind. And so I've learned to befriend her, to name her Greta and Regreta, and to negotiate with her. Like when I come down here, I always say, what's your plan, Greta? How are you going to try to ruin today? Because it's not going to happen. I just want you to take a nap, and I'll tell you when to wake up. So it doesn't work to fight the monkey mind or make it wrong or dislike it. So this is all about the big S, living in the big S, living in spirit instead of personalized spirit. Personality, free of personality. I am free. I have forgiven the world. I am reactive, and I'm making this guy wrong for not liking dogs. It's his perfect right. So I have to rise up to spirit and say, we're one. Ernest Holmes on page 303 in the first edition, it says one exclamation point, one exclamation point, one explanation point, one, one, one. Now, when we know that, what's the problem? Because and then I've told you that my teacher taught me to look through the personality, through the pain, through the visual of AIDS was just horrific, to look past that and call forth the light that the person is and always will be. There was a woman that came to a meeting the other day, and she is suffering from dementia, and she whimpered to the whole meeting. It was the sweetest, saddest sound. And she just whimpered, and afterwards she goes, I know there's something wrong with me, and I just can't be me. I can't do what I want to do. I can't say, she had a moment of clarity, I can't say what I want to say. And it's really horrible to live in this body that can't communicate anymore. So it's to have compassion for Alzheimer's. It can be very irritating to spend a lot of time with people with Alzheimer's or dementia, especially when your spouse gets it and you have to watch them disappear while they're still in their bodies. So it's about compassion this morning too, because the greatest expression of life is compassion. It doesn't mean sympathy. It means empathy. Sympathy is, oh my God, you are really a mess. I think I'll crawl in bed with you and suffer with you. That's sympathy. Empathy is, I'm holding the light for you. I hear you. I feel for you. I can't fix you. I would love to. And I'm just here loving you and fanning your inner flame to come forth through the pain and through the appearances and through the empty tank of gas or whatever you're going through. All of it matters. Because when I finished work with death and dying, I didn't care about people's little problems. I called them little problems. And I didn't have patience or compassion because they're complaining about a hurt feeling, and I watched them fight for just one more breath. It's all just one more breath. So comparison doesn't work, right? Remember the 3 C's? Compare, criticize, compare, and compete. Criticize, compare, and compete. The minute I walk in a room, I'm tempted to do the 3 C's. I want to know how worse or better I am than everyone, what everyone's doing, how they look. We can make instant decisions before we even realize it's Greta, not God. It isn't who we are. It's our programmed personal mind that Eckhart Tolle says is man-made mind. I don't want to be with my man-made mind. I want to be with spirit. So I read something. I read lots of little daily reflection books. And this is by Inayat Khan. Are you familiar with Inayat Khan? I love him because he's a Middle Eastern mystic. And I pray for the Middle East all the time. So for today it was, as the whole of nature is made by God, so the nature of each individual is made by himself. So made by God is the big S. Made by me is the little s. And when I give the microphone to the little s, it doesn't go well. It goes off track really soon. And what I was saying about not being compassionate for smaller problems It doesn't matter whether it's a pea on the path that you've tripped on or a boulder that you just can't get around. It doesn't matter. What matters is you're off center and you're paying more attention to your personality instead of what made your personality, to see through the creation to the creator. The creator is the energy from which everything came and everything returns. Like Jesus being, the martyrdom of Jesus, I've never understood. Once I read the Bible myself, and I read the book of John every morning, and to realize that he said, we must go to Jerusalem because my destiny has to be acted out. It's time for me. And then he says, don't cry for me. And he says, I'm going home. I'm going home. And we make such a big deal out of death. And I respect the Catholic Church, but I don't like the crucifix with, some of them are old and they have green skin and maroon blood coming out. And I think Jesus would just say, oh, please don't do that. Please, that wasn't me at all. I came knowing what was going on. If you read chapter 17 of John, he's praying to God saying, I finished the work. And please don't hurt these people. I love them, and they have loved me, and they love you, so please don't hurt them. And he knew he was finished. And in the garden, in the book of John, and the Essene translation, he didn't say, take this cup from me. He said, what should I do? Ask this cup to be taken from me? For this very hour came I. For this very hour came I. So we came to every hour. We come to every hour, and we have a choice of what frequency we're going to live it on. Am I going to live on the frequency free of everything, able to listen to NPR without reacting? Didn't happen this morning. I was bushwhacked. I was shocked. But even so, I hope you understand why I started with the darkness and with grief and memories, because it happens. And I couldn't operate over the lump in my throat. It has to be dealt with for me. And when people are really upset, I know that it's unaddressed pain from the past. Pain from the past stuck in our energy. And when someone says something like, I hate dogs, boom, the whole stack comes up if I have a stack on it. If I'm still packing memories about what was done to my dogs by people, then I'm in trouble. Because that was the past. Nothing's happened to my dogs. We don't go to the vet. They're just healthy and happy because I am. For the most part, every day I'm healthy and happy, even if I'm in pain, even if I can't leave the house. It's just I stay home and do my best with it. What's the best shot with what I've got? Mark Starr was a Jewish man with AIDS, and we became really close. He was one of those 1 in a billion human beings that was just magnificent. I decided, I didn't know anything about AIDS, and I said, well, I'll start a support group on Monday. And then in 2 weeks, I held a retreat in Palm Springs. I was living in LA. And people came. I was just amazed because I wanted to learn about it. I wasn't going to say, this is what you need to do. It's like, I need to know about this if I'm going to deal with it. So Mark said, I'll meet you there. And I knocked on his motel room, and this magnificent man opened the door. He was just one of those people that in a lifetime, you're so blessed. I have one living friend, Gary, who visited a couple of years ago. But there are those people. And he worked with his doctor at UC Hospital. USC Hospital is the county hospital in LA. And it was a nightmare. It's gotten better now. It has an AIDS ward that's really nice now. But it was sticky floors and blood on curtains and people screaming and crying. It was just a horrible atmosphere to be sick in. And he would just ride through it. And he would work with his doctor on his file. And he would read his file. And he said, I want this taken out because it says, I'm an emaciated, wasting man. I am not that. I want it taken out. And his file was this thick. And one night his other lung collapsed. He had one collapsed lung, the other lung collapsed. And the doctor said, suit up, Sandra and Sandy and Ron, my husband and I. So we suited up. And my husband fed the tube down into the lung. and he saved him. He went to great lengths to save this man. And when he did pass, it was very tragic, and the doctor disappeared. We never saw him again because he had worked so hard. You know, sometimes you take it on as a failure. It isn't a failure. One of our ministers wanted to save his lover, his husband, and he couldn't. And he left the ministry for 3 years. That's when we're at the effect of it, isn't it? It's when we don't know there's something bigger than our pain, something greater than grief. Grief can be consuming. But you have your little red cardinal saying, I'm always with you. I didn't leave. And the guys would say, I don't want anyone to come to see me. I'm horrid. I can't stand to look at myself. I said, they're not coming to look at you. They're coming to renew their experience of you, the energy that you clicked with. You know, when you meet people, you have this instant resonation. And they're coming for your resonation. They're not coming for your car or your home or your clothes. None of that matters anymore. What matters is you have this connection that has nothing to do with your body. Nothing. And nothing can ruin your eyes. Well, it can, but I never saw eyes really ruined, even when they went blind, because they are the light of the soul. And this whimpering woman the other day, she said, I'm just so old and ugly and I hate myself. I said, no, your eyes don't age, and I see the light in your eyes. And she went, oh, thank you. You know, just a few words, just a little bit of compassion, and denying that she's ugly and not saying you're beautiful, because she isn't. And the guys with AIDS were horrific to look at and smell. But you see through to the truth of their being, look in their eyes, and they're there. I always say, oh, your lights are on. When people are, you know, like here, everybody's lights are on. Sometimes someone is off on their own little thought. I've triggered something and they're over there. But when you're in your eyes, it is such a treat. So that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about the light and the darkness. And the darkness is nothing to fall into. It's nothing to surrender to. It's something that we have to feel. I have to go through the pain when I'm home. I have to go through the discomfort. And I sometimes get fearful of my mortality, even though I was called Reverend Vulture because I did so much work with death. But when it's your own, it's different. So I just deal the best I can. It comes up, it can go away. If it comes up, it can go away. It came up from a temporary thought stuck in the past, and it can go away the moment I choose spirit over my personality. And my personality's gotten a lot better. So we do get better. We're better today. I hope we feel better by having been here. I pray that anything I said may make sense to you and lift your frequency a little bit about yourself, because we have to know that we're a wondrous, created soul living on earth. We may not know why sometimes. It doesn't matter. You're here as the light. And if you let it shine, then you enlighten others. Life lightens up around you. Here's where we learn and dedicate ourselves to living lightly on planet Earth, especially when it seems so heavy and dark, that we live lightly in the truth. We embrace all that happens, but we're not at the effect of it. We don't have to react or judge anything. We can be for something and against nothing. I am for peace. I am for acceptance of whatever's happening just the way it is and just the way it is not. And so we learn compassion for each other. We deepen our commitment to serving others. We deepen our commitment to seeing through to the truth of every being we have the glory to meet. There are no mistakes or coincidences. It's all in the infinite energy, depending on the frequency our thoughts are riding on. And so we raise our frequency to thoughts of love and light. Light as love, light as life, light as expression, light as frequency. You are the light. I see it. I sense it. I give thanks for it. And so it is. Thank you for listening to me. And healing me.
I think I've done this one here before, but I think you'll find it an enjoyable song. This is inspired by Rumi. It's called What You Seek Is Seeking You. Treasure, when you're trying so hard to find it, it's not there. Oh, the pressure says you're building castles in the air. Well, everything's a miracle. Just look at this world we know. We created something beautiful. Just seek and know. What you seek is seeking you. What you seek is seeking you. Yeah. What you seek is seeking you. What you seek is seeking you. Treasure seems just like it's water through your hands. Oh, the pressure, always trying to force a change of plans. Well, everything's a miracle. Look at this world we know. We've created something beautiful. Just seek and know. What you seek is seeking you. What you seek is seeking you. What you seek is seeking you. Oh yeah. What you seek is seeking you.
Very good. Thank you. And now it's time for our offering. John is passing the basket. As we acknowledge and receive our virtual and in-person gifts, we give great thanks for the offerings already given and those we will be receiving, because we know that giving and receiving are both part of the one flow. We affirm that we are also part of that flow. We bless these gifts and know they are multiplied throughout our community. Thank you, John. There are a number of folks who have contributed to the production of this service. We're grateful for their service. Brenda and Sharon and half the people in the room, Jeff and John, and most of all, our beloved Sandy. We thank you for joining us today in Zoom land and here in the sanctuary. Lastly, you may stay around in the Zoom meeting after service to visit or join us in the social hall. Please stand as you are able and read with me the benediction, followed by our congregational song. I say congregational. Spirit in the midst of us is mighty. Joy, peace, and eternal life are our true nature and flow through us into the world, and so it is.
Now there is peace on earth, and it has begun with me. Now there is peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be with God.